Veterinarians of Reddit. What do pet owners ignore the most? People who carry their toy breeds everywhere and feed them human food instead of dog food. They are killing their pets slowly. My vet said this to me as we were walking our dogs on the beach. Apparently lots of small breeds get very little exercise and are extremely overweight. I believe that the finest thing you can do for your new pet, particularly a puppy or kitten, is to handle it frequently when it is young. Getting them used to having their feet handled, nails trimmed, mouths opened. Even more benefit if you get them used to brushing their teeth daily, gold standard for at home. Dental care. Ears touched. Especially breeds prone to ear infections, huge benefit in the future if you have to administer topical ear medication. Restraint is also crucial. I constantly advise my clients to train their animals to be restrained, because it hasn't learned to be okay with restraint. That wriggly puppy that is cute when it nips when you hold it grows up to be a massive dog that can't be properly examined. Teeth and quality of life in older senior animals. Please give your unwanted pets up for adoption, or at least put a little effort into giving your pets a future home. Summer is season for abandoning pets in the wild. Even though many won't survive in nature, let alone the cold climate in some countries, you have responsibilities FFS. Just because the poor pet suddenly doesn't fit into your lives, it doesn't mean it has to suffer. Husbandry advice. But dietary advice in general. I see a lot of animals being fed inappropriate diets, which owners will refuse to stop feeding because the animal likes it. Oral hygiene. What's something people need to stop romanticizing? Mental illness. Especially things like depression and PTSD. It's not aesthetic. It's not quirky. It's not something that you get over in an instant and post a deep meme about on Facebook. It's debilitating. It sucks you out of your life. It literally brings people to harm themselves. Elaborate, expensive weddings that leave the new couple behind the financial 8-ball. War. It's not glorious and cool. It's freaking terrifying. Everybody thinks they're gonna be on the winning side, but that is not always the case. The starving artist. People's hardships. Celebrities. At best, most are normal humans who can do their job well and are just trying to get work. They're just like you and me. Quote. At worst, they're narcissistic assholes with messed up childhoods, horrible family structures, and little formal education. But our culture romanticizes them and treats them like gods because they're pretty and play a role on the screen or TV that makes us believe they're someone special. They're not. So stop treating them that way. You have the power to stop time. What's the first thing you do? Take a nap. Stop time when I have an argument so I can think of a good reply and don't come off as stupid. I stop time and hold the future hostage. Depends on if I'm still aging while time is frozen. That is important. There was a show I adored back in the day called Out of This World. https en.m.wikipedia.org/wiki/out_of_this_world_ American_TV_series, which gave TimeStop as one of the protagonist's powers. She got into all kind of hijinks with it, but I always dreamed of using the power to just catch up on everything. Even as a kid, untreated ADHD was doing a number on me. It would be a really useful power to have if you get a really itchy butt in public. You were invited to someone's home for the first time. What shocked or surprised you about their lifestyle? He only had a dirty old mattress on the floor for him and his older brother. I once drove him home and his brother was banging a girl in there. Super awkward. His single mother was chain smoking cigarettes. The smell was awful and their meals were those $3 microwave meals where you get like 3 frozen nuggets and a dozen fries for every meal. I suddenly understood why he was always at a friend's house and why when he came over he'd eat all my bagels. It bothered my mother at first, but after I told her about his home she was like, yeah, give him all the bagels he wants. Never heard a word about his father. He's doing much better by himself now. As a young boy back in the 70s, I visited a friend from school's house. It smelled different from any house I had ever been in, which was mostly my parents' friends' homes and my relatives' homes. I visited several times before I figured out why it smelled different. No one in the home smoked cigarettes. One of our wealthiest friends, also one of the sharper dressers, lives in a house with no furniture. He has a few camping chairs around his kitchen counter and his bedroom is a mattress in the ground, with different piles of clothes around. He irons every outfit before he puts it on. He accidentally broke a plate when he was doing dishes and his dad didn't scream at him or hit him, or threaten to ground him or anything. The first thing his dad said was to ask my friend if he was hurt. Shouldn't be shocking, but to me it was. My friend was like, "Want a Kit Kat?" I said sure. He proceeded to unwrap the candy bar, set it on a plate, and then put it in the microwave until the chocolate had melted off the wafers. I was freaked out and said I don't need mine microwaved. He looked shocked and said, "You eat them raw?" Quote. We were in middle school, so we're maybe like 12 years old? Me and another friend are visiting one other friend's house. Their dad invites us in and immediately asks us, "Hey, do you all want to come over and watch some porn?" Quote. Me and my friend look at each other and go, "WTF?" and politely decline. I still think about how friggin' strange that was because the kid didn't seem bothered at all. What country has the worst food? Up is starting wars. Sorry Mongolia, but Mongolia. No vegetables or spices. Only boiled meat and fermented milk. Surprised I haven't seen Finland nominated yet. Anthony Bourdain agreed it's some of the worst he ever had. Blood pancakes, anyone? Have you ever heard of surströmming? The smell of it has evacuated buildings. It is a Swedish dish. In Norway, we have lutefisk, fish preserved with lye. It has a consistency comparable to jelly. It is considered a delicacy. As an older Brit, our food during that period between the 60s to the 80s was awful. We were the subject of jokes from foreign tourists and international businessmen. In more recent times, the quality has improved immensely. But I suspect that this is due to a lot of foreign chefs and a major influx of immigrants. Germany has the worst. If the internet existed during medieval times, what sorts of things would people be Googling? Leeches. How many is too many? How to remove demons from the blood without offending the clergy. Rosacea or the plague? Whence doth yon wenches be, thee with the biggeth posteriors? Which is burning tips? Subscribe, my brothers.